Namaskar friends, myself Ashish Chaudhary. So, I will be offering a course on secure computation part 1, and in this brief presentation I will be discussing about the course overview, the learning objectives and the learning outcomes. So, this will be a continuation of the course or you can imagine that this is a follow up for the foundations of cryptography course which I offered earlier on NPTEL. And in the foundations of cryptography course, we discussed the problem of secure communication, which is also often considered as the main application of cryptography, where we have the following scenario that you have a sender, you have a receiver who have no pre-shared information and they are connected by a public channel. And in that foundations of cryptography course, we saw that how using various cryptographic primitives we can get the effect of a secure channel emulated over this public channel, which allows the two parties to do private communication and that too in an achieving integrity and the authenticity properties. However, it turns out that apart from secure communication, cryptography has lots of other applications, namely cryptography also allows you to perform what we call a secure computation. Namely, there are several distributed applications involving mutually distrusting parties with private data, and in those applications we require the availability and confidentiality of the sensitive data. Namely, the requirement there is that we have these mutually distrusting parties who would like to collaborate to perform some computation on the joint data, but in the process they would not like to reveal their data. Okay. And this looks like a conflicting goal, because until and unless the data is not available, how exactly you can perform the computation. Okay. So, this problem of privacy preserving computation is often called as computing on private data or secure multi-party computation. And if you are wondering that we can handle this problem by just asking the parties to encrypt their individual data, then that is not going to solve the problem, because encryption only allows confidentiality. It only ensures confidentiality of the data, because as soon as the parties encrypt their data, then the data is now available in a scrambled form, and then we do not know how to do the computation on the scrambled data. At least with the traditional encryption schemes, we do not know how to handle this problem. So, this problem of secure multi-party computation is one of the holy grail problems in secure distributed computing, because of its powerful abstraction, because it captures varieties of real world problems. So, for instance, it captures privacy preserving data mining problem, say where we have a set of hospitals with their private medical records, and together they would like to collaborate to perform some data mining operation on the joint data, but in the process they would like to preserve the privacy of their individual medical records. It also abstracts the problem of secure online dating, say where we have two mutual friends and who would like to know whether both of them love each other or not. However, they are not willing to directly tell whether with what exactly the person feels about the other person, because that might be embarrassing. So, they would like to securely find out whether both of them are interested in each other or not, but in the process they do not want to reveal anything about their individual preferences. This MPC problem also abstracts the problem of secure membership problem, where we have a client and a server. Client has a sample, say an image sample, and server has a huge database, and together they might want to collaborate to find out whether the client sample is present in the database or not, but in the process client should not learn anything about the other entries in the database, and at the same time database or the server should not learn what exactly is the sample for which the membership query was run. Okay. So, we require privacy both in the context of client as well as server, and a very recent inclusion in this huge list of practical motivations for secure MPC is that of privacy preserving machine learning, where the scenario is the following. We have a set of mutually distrusting parties with huge data, and then together they would like to collaborate to do the training on the combined data, joint data, and prepare a model. And the idea is that if the training is done on diverse data held by different parties, collaborator, then it is likely that the model will be very accurate. And then if we do the model, if we do the predictions with this trained model, which is trained on a variety of diverse data, then the results of the predictions will be more accurate. But in this process, none of these parties would be interested to reveal their private data. And there are plenty of other problems which can be abstracted by this powerful notion of secure multi-party computation, and that means that if we have a solution for this secure MPC problem, then we have solutions for all these practically motivated problems. Okay. So, the background that we require from the participants for this course are as follows. So, we expect that the participants should know basic concepts of cryptography. If you are not familiar with those concepts, then you can refer to my NPTEL course on foundations of cryptography. We also expect that participants should be comfortable with basic concepts in probability theory and discrete mathematics. There are various dimensions to study the multi-party computation problem depending upon how exactly you abstract the function, how the parties are connected, what is the type of network, and how exactly you model the distrust in the system. And it is not possible to cover each and every dimension in a single course. So, that is why in part 1 of the course we will study the problem in the very simple setting where we assume passive corruptions, namely the distrust in the system is going to be modeled by an adversary who can control a subset of parties, but those subset of parties will act as an eavesdropper. Okay. They will not deviate from the protocol instructions, and we will also assume synchronous communication setting where there will be strict time bounds on the message delays. Okay. In the part 2 of the course, which I will offer later, the tentative topics that we will cover are malicious corruptions and asynchronous communication. The aim of the course is to cover the formal details of this topic and expose the participants to the fundamental results of the topic, and we hope that at the end of the course participants will be able to understand a significant portion of this very important research topic, namely multi-party computation. Brief background about me: I am an associate professor at International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. My training is in theoretical computer science. I did my PhD from IIT Madras in cryptography, and my MS also was from IIT Madras, where my research topic was automata theory. I have been teaching courses on discrete maths, basic cryptography, advanced cryptography over the last 6 years at my institute, and I have offered courses on cryptography and discrete mathematics, which are available on NPTEL. These are the references. And that is all. I welcome all of you to the course, and I hope that together we will learn the basic results, fundamental concepts of this beautiful topic of secure multi-party computation. Thank you.